Hello friends, welcome to my channel CHHAYA Classes. Today we will discuss Indian Council Act 1861. It is very important act for competition exam. Let's move on to the topic. Indian Council Act 1861. The Indian Council Act of 1861 is an important landmark in the constitutional and political history of India. Means the representative system in India began with the Act of 1861. Let's see what is the background of this act. Indian Mutiny, also known as Sepoy Mutiny and First War of Independence. After the Great Revolt of 1857, the British government felt the necessity of seeking the cooperation of the Indians in the administration of their country. Next point, demands of the Indian people. The demands of the Indian people for some substantial charges in the governmental machinery of India also necessitated modification in the constitutional arrangement. Next, the Indian Council Bill was introduced in the British Parliament by Sir Charles Wood. Finally received royal assent on August 1st, 1861. Now we will focus on the purpose of this act. Purpose of the Act 1861. The expansion of the central and provincial legislature by addition of non-official members provided opportunities for the government to know the view of the natives and helped in removing their misunderstanding regarding the intentions of the government. Okay. So first of all, you should know about structure of the British government in India. Structure. First, British Parliament, which is situated in the Britain. Governor General and Central Executive is a part of central government situated in India. Provincial Governor and Provincial Legislature is a part of provincial government situated in Indian provinces. Next, provisions of the Act 1861 divided into three parts: Central Executive, Central Legislative and Provincial Legislature. Provisions relating to the Central Executive. First, expansion of Central Executive. Total 5 members in Central Executive. Of these 5 members, 4 were to be person who had served in India for 10 years. Okay, and 1 was to be a barrister or advocate of 5 years standing. Next, right of Governor General. The Governor General had power to overrule the majority in the council in matters of safety, tranquility and interest of British possessions in India. Next, it also gave a recognition to the portfolio system introduced by Lord Canning. Portfolio system means, under this, a member of the Viceroy Council was made in charge of one or more departments of the government and was authorized to issue final order on behalf of the council on matters of his department. Okay. Thus laid the foundation of the cabinet system in India. Next point, provision relating to the central legislature, which is divided into 3 parts. First, expansion of members. Central Legislative Council consisting of not less than 6 and not more than 12 additional members. Okay. Then members nominated by the Governor General for 2 years. But of these additional members, not less than 1/2 were to be non-official. Okay. Next point. Expansion of power with limitation. The Legislative Council was to make law for British India, but the measures relating to the public revenue, religious, army, navy or a foreign relation were not to be introduced without the previous sanction of the Governor General. Okay. Next point, right to Governor General. Empowered the Governor General, Viceroy, to issue ordinance without the concurrence of the Legislative Council during an emergency. The life of such an ordinance was 6 months. Remember this point. Today in our constitution, this power has been delegated on the president under Article 123. Okay. Important note, in 1862, Lord Canning, the then Viceroy, nominated 3 Indians to his legislative council: the Raja of Banaras, the Maharaja of Patiala, and Sir Dinkar Rao. Next point, provisions relating to the provincial legislature. First, it initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative powers to the Bombay and Madras presidencies. You should know that this reversed the centralizing tendency that started from the Regulating Act of 1773. Next point, Governor General right related to provinces. Okay. It also provided for the establishment of new legislative councils for Bengal, Northwest Frontier Province, Punjab, Burma. You can see in map of these councils. First, Bengal, second, Burma, third, Punjab, fourth, Northwest Frontier Province. It was a commendable step towards decentralization of legislative power. Next, other provisions. Beside the Indian Council Act 1861, 2 other acts of great importance were passed by the Parliament in the same year. First, the Indian Civil Services Act 1861, and second, the Indian High Courts Act 1861. Established high courts in 3 places. Okay, Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay. Now let's move on to the next point. Significance of the Act 1861. It made a beginning of representative institution by associating Indians with the law-making process. Next, initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative power. Okay, which you have seen in the above provisions. It marks the beginning of the portfolio system. So, next, defects of the Act. Sir Charles Wood said it was clear from this Act that the British Parliament was not in favor of giving a responsible government in India, because Legislative Council could not debate or discuss over the conduct of the executive, nor could they discuss the budget. No statutory provision was made for the nominated of Indians. Second, non-official members were nominated rather than elected. This is clearly indicate that the British Parliament was against the establishment of responsible government in India. Okay, so let's see mind map of this Act. Mind map, Indian Council Act 1861. First, expansion of legislative system. Second, portfolio system, you can say cabinet system. Next, nominated non-official members would be Indians. Next, empowered the Governor General to issue ordinance. Next, it initiated the process of decentralization. Next, establishment of 4 new legislative councils. So, next practice question related to this Act. You can solve it. First question. When did the British government first start the constitutional system in India? Next question. Which Governor General introduced a portfolio system in India? Okay. Long question. Evaluate the Indian Council Act 1861. I hope you have understood the Act well. Also, if you have any query and suggestion, please write in the comment box, and please subscribe to my channel for new videos. Thank you for watching.